Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando. Thank you for having us today in this live show for Q&A, questions and answers with the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who is an expert in the immigration field for over 43 years that she has been working in this field. And of course, we want to encourage everyone to send your questions, to write down your questions, and Ms. Wong will be happy to answer each one of them. So let's welcome our head attorney in the law firm that has 9 offices in the United States, which is our attorney, Margaret W. Wong. Good morning or good afternoon, Ms. Wong. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. So we're back in the roller coaster. I don't know if we miss being there in the roller coaster, but I understand times are good for some people, tough for other people. But if we had to make a balance in this first 6 months of government of President Biden related to immigration, what would be a balance, that we would have in the immigration field as well?
So right now, the really good news is Ned Chavez, prosecutorial discretion, admin close. So these three new things. Ned Chavez came from U.S. Supreme Court. Prosecutorial discretion and admin close came from our administration headquarters. So the three things is very, very good for people who are born here. But these three things very much only apply to either people who already have final orders or people whose removal case is still in court in proceedings. It does not really help people who are married and is facing abusive spouses, either the man or the woman. It also doesn't help like children who didn't have parents but doesn't qualify for ward of court. So there's quite a lot of changes we still need to make, and we are really praying that our government would allow us. So, but on balance though, the good far outweighs the bad. Like DACA, a federal judge just 2 days ago saying there's no more DACA for new people, but the old people can still apply. But my personal gut feeling is that there are not that many new people who qualified and didn't apply in the first place, unless they had a criminal record, they managed to get it vacated very late. So I don't necessarily see that as bad news. But there are other could be better news, like the Indian employment-based quota is too long, really long, and the EB-5, the investment visa, it went down to 500,000. Is excellent, but there's no more regional centers unless there's new law. So right now we cannot do 500,000 or 900,000 regional centers on EB-5 on the investment green cards. We can still do direct investment of 500,000. So if you want to do your own business, as long as a new business hires more than 10,000. So for example, if I buy a motel, they have 60 beds. Normally a 60-bed motel requires maybe 4 or 5 people full-time rotating time for 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, because they have to check in people in the middle of the night and stuff like that. So if you buy that hotel, which is an open hotel, you need to add 10 more people. So that becomes harder. So the other ways to do it is to build maybe your own hotel, or to buy hotels that close down and have no business because of the virus and rebuild. So you're starting from 0 to 10 people. So in EB-5, I don't necessarily think it's bad news. I think it's pretty good news actually, because now it's 500,000 now instead of the 900,000. So on balance, I think the good far outweighs the bad. There's always bad in immigration because the whole world is becoming very nationalistic.
Yes, Ms. Wong, that's right. And I don't know, there is something going on in the world because we see a lot of people having marching or trying to fight for their rights. You can see what is going on in Colombia, what's going on in Cuba, in Venezuela, and many other countries. And by the way, Ms. Wong, I am so sorry for what is going on in China right now. with the flooding. I know a lot of people are suffering right there. And well, you are from China, so I'm praying for all your people right now.
Thank
And
you.
and well, but these tough times in the world are bringing something different, and this feeling that we have to fight for our rights are making some governments uh, harder or tougher or meaner. But what does that mean to the immigration world in the United States? Eventually, more people will want to come here, and what would be the right way to do it?
That's right. See, before 9/11, immigration belongs to the Department of Justice, DOJ. So it's really very much about right or wrong. And immigration is only immigration. So the legacy immigration is not divided into CBP, ICE, and CIS. But after 9/11, then under we call him the little Bush, under President Bush #2, they divided immigration into enforcement, which is ICE, benefits with CBP, and all the airlines, the land. There's only three ways to come to America. You either swim, or you walk, or you fly. So that's CBP, right? So right now with this, the new recommended person to run ICE is a sheriff from one of the places in Texas. When he was a sheriff, he was very kind to immigrants. So now the Republicans and some Democrats are thinking, oh my gosh, he may be too lenient. So immigration is put in a position of, wow, if we let too many people in, it's not good because our welfare system, our government system couldn't afford it. But if we kick too many people out, it's also not good because then we're not humanitarian. So who am I? I'm just an immigration lawyer. But on the other hand, my personal feeling, because one of the oldest probably practicing immigration, I mean, there's people that's older than me, but I'm really seriously practicing. I talk to at least 30 parties a day. And I still do. So with my experience, my personal take is we really need to split out, and I'm not recommending the abolishment. It's like police, right? A lot of the liberals are saying we don't need more police. Of course we need police because otherwise there's no more law enforcement. So same thing with ICE. I'm not recommending the ICE be eliminated. I'm only recommending that ICE and CIS should be seriously separated. Whoever run ICE should be as tough as nails because we do need enforcement. We don't want like murderers and drug traffickers in this country, or trafficking young girls or old girls or whatever girls, or boys. So, but on the other hand, though, we do need CIS, which is the benefits to give us work permits, to give us citizenship. We earned it and deserve it. Citizenship is not a right, it's very much a privilege. So we do need citizens who pay tax, who have no criminal or very minor criminal records, who really is of service to our country, who's willing to maybe join the armed force and stuff like that. On the other hand, though, we do need tough enforcement. We don't want people, who have all these crazy ideas. And also, we want America to be beautiful. You don't want what America goes through in Europe. There's so many immigrants now in Europe that is changing the whole country culture. I know it sounds horrible, but that's what I'm recommending. So ultimately, CIS and ICE and CBP should really seriously be separated because the governing principles are very different, especially for CBP and CIS.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And of course, our people can send their questions. And you don't sound bad, Ms. Wong. You say you sound horrible. You don't sound horrible at all. It's a reality that we have in the world. And that's why we need to be careful in what we do. And if you want to come to the United States, you can talk to an attorney, a good attorney. Ms. Wong, she has a lot of experience. She has been working on this field for over 40 years. And she for sure can help you with your immigration case. So please give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and she will be able to help you in your immigration needs. So we have a question here, Ms. Wong, and this person says, I came to the United States when I was 16. I never applied for anything, and I came in 2005. I never applied, and now I heard that I cannot apply for DACA anymore. What can you tell me about this?
Absolutely, I would apply if you qualify for DACA. My only question is, why didn't you apply after June 15th of 2012? I mean, the floodgate of young people who applied in those days, most people got it. But absolutely don't give up the opportunity. As long as you're born after June 15th of 1981, no criminal records or even minor, just driving without license, and you came to America before June 15th of 2007, absolutely apply now. Because if they don't allow you, that's only one court. I would love to go and create a circuit split. Then we can go to U.S. Supreme Court. That's always every lawyer's dream to have a case in front of U.S. Supreme Court. And mine too.
Yes, and you won one recently.
Oh,
So
thank you.
that's something awesome that you just did. I applied asylum in America. Is it possible to visit Canada and come back to America with a parole or something? This is the question of Pancho Marti.
Okay, so the question is, I have DACA and can I get parole, right? Oh, she.
No, it's applying for asylum.
Oh, yes, yes,
And
yes.
wants to know if they can apply for a parole and travel to Canada.
That's a very, very good question. Number one, even if you get parole under asylum, I would not go to Canada. Canada pre-inspection, because it's the way you can always go somewhere, no problem, because you're leaving. When you come back, Canada pre-inspection, they're going to kill me. But it's really, sometimes it's a pain because they really don't like to look at parole cases, especially under asylum, number one. Number two is, right now, I don't necessarily recommend us to apply for asylum parole. If you're DACA, you should apply for parole just so you have a legal entry. Asylum parole, we have done quite a few under Obama's time. And if it's extraordinary and difficult, they will approve it. But starting from Trump, they're denying. Actually, at the end of Obama, they were denying asylum parole. Sure, you could, because now it's Biden again, but I would prefer us not to, because now it opens the floodgate. Because the reason why we want parole is because, of course, if you marry, if the kid is 21, then you can apply. But for now, I don't necessarily recommend it unless it's really serious, because we really need to not open that many loopholes for the Republicans to attack us so we can pass comprehensive reform. And that's what I think Obama made that mistake. He was making Chicago so tough. And he's a professor. And he's a wonderful professor, because when he was a professor at the Chinese Lawyers Association that I'm very active with, we already admired him and supported him. So we have watched him sort of grow up with his wife and his children as Asian lawyers, because we always felt, we are together on his presidency. But on the other hand, though, because he has been so straight, he didn't play, and then he keep making the Republicans like him pass comprehensive. It never passed. So now we have to play hardball. How do you play hardball? Is to not give them excuse, not have a Supreme Court judge, Justice Ginsburg pass away. I mean, now it's difficult. So the only way to win this battle is not to give them excuse to say too many people are coming up on the southern border, too many people with criminal records are in this country. So we need to really police ourselves so we can help our fellow people to stay in America.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, and that's a very good answer for this case. So if you have any questions, please give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Don't forget that Ms. Wong has been working on this field for over 43 years, and she started in 1977, and she has been working through all this time, never practiced any other kind of law besides immigration, which is good. I heard an attorney that she said, well, I used to work in the immigration law, but it's too sensitive, it's too emotional, is what she said, and I had to take another branch of the law because it's too emotional for me, and I couldn't stand with that. So that's what we need, a strong attorney that can go through the years. And you won't believe it, but I have seen Miss Wong with some tears in her eyes because of the tough times that we had in the past. So right now, and I'm sorry, Miss Wong, I'm saying this, but we are humans, and that's why people need to trust in a good attorney that will take care of your case. So the next question is, what date is current for F3 from India, Miss Wong?
Family 3 from India right now is running. If Part A is November 8th of 2008, Part B is August 22nd of 2009. What does this mean? This means that if you are remaining overseas and waiting to come to America, if you look at Part B of August of 2021, anybody who filed prior to August 22nd of 2009 will get the National Visa Center package. So you pay the $120 and $325 for each person, except they're under 12, 14, or 16. You pay only $280. If you overpay, they would kick you back out. The whole family gets kicked out. So just be careful whatever you pay. Don't overpay, don't underpay. I recommend that we pay through the email, the National Visa Center computer system. We have some older clients who like to do paper, but paper right now is very, very slow. And also because you don't want these numbers to retrogress. So use a void check, but make sure the money is in your bank, because immigration, U.S. Department of State, which is part of immigration belongs, is they want the U.S. Department of Treasury from your banking account directly to go into U.S. Department of State, the banking account there, and then they'll give you an IV notice, an immigrant visa receipt notice. With that receipt notice, the same case number, double check that, because sometimes immigration make a mistake. And with that number, now your family can start doing the DS-260, and then you don't pay. But if you 1 year, you don't call them back or respond to them, they will want another payment. But if you don't pay, in 2 years, the case will be canceled. So you don't want that, especially for family 3, family 4, because look, now it's 2021, it's 2009. You're talking about another 12 years of wait. So you can't afford to have them terminate or cancel your old priority date. All right.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And please don't forget that you can send your questions live. Those questions are going to be answered by free from Ms. Wong. So the phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you need to dial to talk to Ms. Wong. Ms. Wong, the next question is, I have a question. Waiver, a 601A waiver has an expiration date, and if so, for how long?
It has no expiration date or 601A. The expiration date is after it goes to American Embassy, the U.S. Department of State. If somehow because of the virus or something, you don't go for the interview in a year, they don't cancel the 601A, but sometimes they cancel your priority date, the whole I-130. So the thing to protect is to protect your priority date, not to protect 601A. 601A have no expiration date.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much for this answer, Ms. Wong. And don't forget, if you need more advice, please call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We have a next question. I work for BJP party in India, and BJP is the ruling party. So can I win my asylum case? What are the chances to win?
I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Asylum it's because of fear of the harm and also the connection, the nexus of the harm. So for example, you work with PJP party, as long as you have ID card or something to prove it and they believe it. On the other hand, though, it could be a difference of opinion of how to make it win, because Modi, I mean, he's very nationalist. And probably my gut is a lot of people in the party is sort of against it because, the Hindis, the Patels, because he came from Gujarat. And a lot of people from Gujarat is more worldview, but Modi is very, I shouldn't say narrow, but he's off the cuff. And it's just like Trump, we are very national people. So I don't think you lose just because you belong to the majority party. In fact, before Modi won, our office won a lot of BJP party. When he won, I'm like you. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to lose all our cases. And we're winning them. You just need to figure out the connection, the future harm, the past harm. How do you play the ping pong ball to make it from future to past? And if there's no future, what's the past harm? I mean, there's no past. How do you protect the past? Inure from past to the future. It's like a ping pong game. It's like a tennis game. And then look at humanitarian asylum also.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And yes, we have a lot of questions related to this. The next question is, how long can I get a green card? How long can a green card holder spouse file for the other spouse? Is there a waiting period?
No, one of Biden's dreams, and it's happening, is green card spouse is treated the same as citizen spouse. If you look at, again, this is like our Bible because we look at it every day. And I thank my program people to put it here because it's like we have July and we have August. August just came out. So family 2A from India is like June 1st of 2021. But if you look at family A, they're all current. I mean, spouse from a green card family, you could come to America now if your DS-260 is approved now. And that's one of Biden's dreams, is really to make spouses of green card holder the same timing as the green card of citizen spouses. But citizen spouse, of course, is immediate. So if you do adjustment of status in America, it's like in 2.5 months you get a work permit. It's only because you have overseas, it does take 1.5 years to come to America.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Don't forget that Ms. Wong has offices in 9 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Columbus, Cleveland, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is just one phone number, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and she will have a solution for your immigration case. And Patel Sandip is asking this question. So far, is there any new rule for undocumented frontline worker? I am working in a pharmacy since last 4 years.
I feel bad for you because pharmacists, my husband's a pharmacist or was a pharmacist, so they do very, very well. I feel bad right now. Actually, it's sort of sad because it's Trump. The virus came during Trump time. Trump did not make any exceptions in America, frontline, for backline, for virus. So even tourist visa who are stuck here, you still have to apply with pay a filing fee. So there's no new rules are undocumented in frontline. Another thing I would be concerned is in a pharmacy, like nurses, doctors, we have to pass, like nurses, it's NCLEX, doctors are USMLE, pharmacists, you can do a perm to get a green card. So these are all healthcare. I would be very careful of letting people know I have no papers and work in any healthcare, because then the regular American mindset is, then how does insurance cover people? But what they don't know is insurance is different law than federal. Insurance is a state law. So state law requires all businesses to be covered. So even though you work as a pharmacist tech in a pharmacy, your insurance covered you on any malpractice or any issues. But to get licensed, normally you need a social or need to pass a test. And a lot of times when you have no papers, those tests doesn't let you take the test or something. So those are two different issues. And I'm glad you asked this question, because the question then is, Are we certified to work in a local pharmacy, and does state law cover all the insurance? The answer is yes. State law covers certification. It's only the USMLE or federal laws and CLACs to get you green cards for nurses and doctors. But USMLE is a federal test for all doctors, 1 and 2. But to get, it's complicated. These are doctors' cases, and we do a lot of doctors, nurses, pharmacists. But absolutely, there's no new law, but absolutely don't quit. If you have license, I'm not saying you're illegally working, but hopefully there'll be change. And we need you, and thank you for working frontline.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And yes, there are some people that are essential workers right now. And after this pandemic and during the pandemic, they have been a lot of help. Actually, when I got sick, I was taken care by a doctor from India. So it was really good. And actually, my dad's doctor is from India. If I could mention, his name is Dr. Shamsi here in Atlanta. He took care of my dad, and he did very, very well. So thank you, every professional that is coming to the United States to help, because we know there will be a solution sooner or later. There will be a solution for all of you. So thank you so much. And thank you, Ms. Wong, for taking care of so many people that are professionals that come to the United States. They don't know the path that they need to take, and then you advise them. And that's why people love you, Ms. Wong. Thank you so much. And quick question. My mom is citizen of the United States, but she has been living in India in the last years. The attendant understands her language and our culture is easy. My sister's situation is changing, so I am bringing my mom to the United States to live with me. Can I get her a visa? How long would it take? Would it be a few months or years?
The mom is a U.S. citizen, right? So she would not need any U.S. visas if the mom is a U.S. citizen, or is he the U.S. citizen?
No, he says, I misunderstood the question. Mom is citizen of the United States, but she lives in India. She wants to come to the United States, but she wants to bring the person or the nurse that is taking care of her.
That's a very good question. And that's what happens a lot. Like when I was young, I'm born and raised in Hong Kong, which is, of course, a part of China now. But in Hong Kong, we are all raised by companions or sort of maids, but they're really not maids. They're part of your family. So that's a very good question. There is a companion visa. The way to apply for it is you should have work for your employer for more than a year. Normally, it's more like a third country national who's a companion, who's a maid. So you need to show your old paychecks, your old contract, because normally they have a 2-year contract or 1-year contract with you. But if you don't have a contract, maybe do one and explain that we just made one to prove, but all the paychecks should be attached. So you need to do a new, also updated letter confirming you would like to invite her to come to be your companion for a year. You can apply for B1. It's very much a B1 visa. It's not a new visa, but it's more for people in the Far East who have companions, because normally if the husband is very sick, the wife who works hires someone to take care of the husband so she can go out to work. So that's what we call companion visa, is what B1, B2. Once he or she come to America, you can also apply for social, so they could legally work for you, but make sure you pay American wages, because most of our Far East companions, we don't pay them as much as American people pay their nurses or their housekeeper. And that's how the scandal for that Indian embassy, that's an Indian embassy staff who brought an Indian companion here, and it turned out that she was not paying her according to the American prevailing wage. But these are very good questions. There is a visa called companion visa as long as you worked for the employer for more than a year overseas, and the intent for coming to America is only temporarily for that 6 months or 1 year. Then every year you can extend the visa and apply use the same social.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And we have a lot of questions coming from Asia today. Can a student with F1 visa take his mother with him? If yes, what kind of visa the mom needs? Thanks.
No. A spouse, like for example, I'm the wife of someone who has a job in Hong Kong, I can bring my spouse and my young children. But if I'm the young children who wants to bring my mother to come babysit me, the answer is no. So normally what's happening, and that's a very good question, is the parent could come on a tourist visa, but it's not the same as companion, because as a tourist visa, you cannot get paid. So the answer is the parents have to have a tourist visa, but you have to come on the F1, because as a tourist, you are not allowed to go to school. So a F1 could bring a mother or father in, but only as a tourist. Then they have to leave America after 4.5. I won't even stay up to 5.5, because next time it'll be hard for them to come back. And when the parent come, make sure they buy a round trip ticket, make sure they show they have jobs and houses overseas. It's just they're rich, so they want their kids to go to a foreign American school in America.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And our time is up. But thank you so much. We are today on the 22nd of July. So this month is going by really fast. And thank you, Ms. Wong, for having us every Wednesday and Thursday to inform a lot of people about the immigration field. So have a nice day, Ms. Wong, and see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you. And don't forget that tomorrow will be released a new podcast with the attorney Francis Fonsing talking about this new, it's not new, it's actually a rule that is coming back about admin close or administratively closing cases in the immigration court. So please follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify and many other media or social media outlets that you can listen to a podcast, because this podcast is going to be very, very interesting and important for you. So if you need more information, please call us 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, Attorney Margaret W.